a pretty big part of what's happening now in you, in everything, is the part of us landing into relating to what's real. Because the collective at the moment is one big invitation into a hot air balloon. It's an invitation into a dream of the separate individual being able to live in this dream world. It's been like that all along, of course, but it's more and more, and I would say the more and more that the foundation of control exerted through existence as the social foundation is giving more and more a proper outlook of what's actually, it's kind of like, oh my God, what the hell is this resting on? And when we let ourselves be ripped up in that dream, we are literally losing all sense of reality. So there is the part of either we live in the world or on the earth. When we're resting on the earth, we are bound to be in touch, in contact with that deeper intelligence. The world is man-made. It exists as a creation between minds, buildings, ideas, belief systems. But when these collapse and we actually face that we're standing on this earth, in this body, and relating to what's actually around us, instead of the dream of what could be, or even the clinging to what was, something entirely different happens. It's simply the bursting of a bubble, like the hot air balloon, where the hot air is bound to go out. And I mean, you can look in so many places, right? Look at the real estate market, you know, the financial markets overall. It's like everything is simply based on hot air. Mm-hmm. And what is it that makes things fluctuate? Well, it's kind of like, right? It's like, but how much of it actually has to do with reality, with what's really truly here, with what's needed, what is truly pragmatic, in a sense of covering our grounds as this part of this human species. Extremely little of it is based on anything real. So there is really a wake-up call in all of this, which is also about, hey, let's face who we are, where we are, and like what we actually need to deal with here. Instead of confuse ourselves with like 99.5% of just more options for the sake of more options, just to continue the hot air balloon, you know? Yeah. What a world. What a world we're living in. But I mean, wanting to come to our senses, listen to the expression. We need to come back to our senses. Become our senses connected with feeling. When we truly move in through feeling, we get reconnected with that ground of wisdom, with the true intelligence. While the belief system primarily exists in the head, but based on our conditioning also consists in the body. So what is more important to work on? Is it accumulating more information, more knowledge? Or is it emptying here and starting to fill up down in that ground where that intelligence can be invited in from a much deeper place than these, bordering on ridiculous 2,000 years we have of what we've learned? How long has evolution been running? Do we want to pick up from that intelligence which has been here since the freaking beginning of time? Or do we want to base our existence on just what we've been able to pick up in these 20, 30, 40 years. That deeper intelligence can inform all else, and it does not rule out the deep value of our human experience. But it's a learning through the pain of that experience to bring ourselves into a deeper knowledge that has and holds the presence, the intelligence, the wisdom of our true foundation, instead of basing it on our separation. And that's very much what we're doing in the world. We're basing it on our human existence, but from the beginning of our time where we started separating, instead of basing it on the foundation of the true connection. Huh? Hip, hip, we can do a hell of a lot better than this. Really. And it's not just about doing better, it's about actually allowing ourselves the gift of what can be. Because what can be is that which is. So if we can be with what is, then that grows into that very foundation, that frequency of harmony is bound to be the case. Hey, I know it sounds like some dream in the sky, but we're talking about actually shifting our own existence into a frequency of harmony, thereby living deeply infused with grace and with our true human potential.